Okay, want to take a ride to, how should we put this? A ride to the fantasy floor.
Going up.
Definitely going up. And with a rock and roll soundtrack, no less. We're diving deep into Aerosmith's Love in an Elevator.
Ah, classic. And definitely not your typical trip to the department store.
Lyrics in hand, everyone, because this one's got layers. We're unpacking desire, ambition, maybe a little bit of that good old-fashioned rock and roll anxiety.
What always gets me about this song is how Aerosmith, right from that opening hee, they use the elevator itself.
Yeah.
You know, that confined space, that almost electric energy.
Oh, yeah.
To explore those themes. It's like the elevator becomes this little microcosm of all the desires and anxieties, all those things we kind of feel bubbling under the surface.
And it's amplified, right? Like just picturing it, you're stuck.
Exactly.
No escape. And they play with that so well, even just listing off those floors. Second floor, hardware, children's wear, ladies' lingerie.
Subtle.
Right. It's like they're hinting at something more, something primal lurking beneath the ordinary.
Oh, absolutely. That contrast, that ordinary versus taboo, it's classic Aerosmith. You've got this speaker, probably Tyler, he's working like a dog, but he's got this fantasy playing out in his head.
And who hasn't been there? Daydreaming on the job.
Right, yearning for something more.
And in this case, he finds it on the second floor.
With Jackie.
But she's not just anyone. I mean, she's almost like, what would you say, the embodiment of his ambitions.
There you go. She's in control, offering him a chance to get stuck, even suggesting they fax in the mailroom. It's like she holds the keys to this fantasy and he's completely captivated, which totally flips the power dynamic on its head.
It makes you really listen to the next verse. But we'll unpack that a little later.
And it's not just about, wanting to get lucky on the elevator.
Right.
There are these lines about being a penthouse pauper and then, boom, a millionaire. It's almost like he's using Jackie as the symbol.
Of what he wants.
Exactly. Success, a better life. Remember, this song comes out in the 80s.
Big hair, big dreams.
Exactly. That hunger for something more, it was everywhere.
Totally. Although, I'm not sure how many people were singing about it in elevators.
Maybe just one.
One very famous one. But you're right, it does add that extra layer. Because it's not just a fling, it's tied into these bigger aspirations.
Right. And the way those aspirations get all tangled up with, shall we say, more primal desires.
Like in love in an elevator, living it up when I'm going down.
That's the line. Pure Aerosmith. But then they switch it up on you. Suddenly he's chasing after her, practically begging. Honey, one more time now. It ain't fair. But then he asks, will you care?
Oh, I see what you mean. Vulnerability.
Right. The rock star facade drops a little. Suddenly you see the guy behind the music, the one who just wants a connection.
And maybe isn't so sure of himself after all.
Exactly. It's like he's caught off guard by those feelings, which I think is something everyone can relate to. That little flicker of doubt that, what if they don't feel the same way?
Oh, 100%. Makes you wonder if they make it to the mailroom at all.
Right. But musically, that repetition, that will you care, it just highlights the uncertainty of it all.
And then, just as quickly, he's ready to chase her down.
Not letting the moment slip away.
I'll chase you all the way to the stairway, honey.
Talk about making the most of your time, although kiss your sassafras.
Only Aerosmith could pull that off.
Right. Cheeky, bold, and totally unforgettable.
It's that mix, bravado and then bam, little vulnerability. That's what makes this song, Love in an Elevator, more than just a catchy tune.
Yeah.
It's real.
And the fact that it's all crammed into this tiny elevator ride. Genius.
Right. You're left hanging. Did they find the stairwell?
Did the fantasy just poof, disappear?
We'll never know. That final repetition, love in an elevator, living it up when I'm going down. It's like...
Stuck in a loop. Physically, emotional.
Totally. But musically, too, right?
Exactly. The repetition. It mirrors those desires, those urges, how they can just grab you and never let go.
So, what have we learned today? Desires, overt and hidden, anxieties, all playing out in, of all places, an elevator.
Don't forget the power dynamics. Jackie, she flips the script.
And it all connects to something bigger, too, right? That 80s ambition, the desire for something more. It's all there.
Packed into 3 minutes of pure Aerosmith.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this. How would this song play out today? Would the lyrics be different? Would Jackie still hold all the cards? Think about it. Until next time.